All right, here we are with a little shoulder mobility. So if you have a tennis ball or a lacrosse ball, both will work. If you're very sensitive and there's a ton of pain, I suggest starting with a tennis ball and then moving up to a lacrosse ball because the tennis ball is softer. Similarly, if you have a larger ball where you have more space, actually something like this, it's a little bit more broad and less pinpointed size-wise. So a softball, something larger, might be a good place to start too. So we can just start right in the front of the shoulder, and it can just be massaging it here, trying to get inside that little nodule. You can also move yourself down to the ground or get positioned on a wall. So I'm going to show you on the wall first. Imagining that this is a wall. You want to turn away from the shoulder, thinking palms out. And if our wall is here, we're trying to drive into the wall. You can do the same thing on the ground. So it'd be palms up, laying face down, dropping the shoulder into the ball on the floor. And you're not gonna have a lot of movement. It's just more gonna be pressure into the ground. While you're down here, this one's a little easier on the floor, right underneath the shoulder also. So we're gonna lay on the floor with the arm overhead, almost like we raised it. And we're just gonna roll around a little bit behind the shoulder, into the armpit slightly, not up into the rib cage though, okay? So we're gonna do some soft tissue work in those two spots. And then you can also it's not gonna hurt to get from the lateral part of the delts, but primarily front and back. And then taking the band, we'll do 2 stretches to start. You get set up with the band behind your back and then thread it over the opposite shoulder. So the palm's gonna face out here. And you want to use the band to pull the hand up as high as long or high up in the middle of the back here to get a good stretch into the front part of the shoulder. And then if there's a place that you can hook your band so that you have some height. The doorknob could also work. It's not quite as high, but it is possible. And then we'll step back. You want to take a hip hinge position here and let the band pull the shoulder out and forward. So we're not trying to actually pull the band down. We want to have the band relaxed, keep this relaxed arm and pull the shoulder in this position. So we're just going to kind of hang out in that good morning. I think starting with those 4 things, the 2 soft tissues here and underneath here and the back side a little bit, and then what we call that pulley stretch, and then that overhead bandage stretch would be some good mobility to start with.